Getting 170,000 people dumped in your lap in a year is a daunting problem.
Nothing has divided the city more than how we deal with the migrant crisis.
For the first time in more than 50 years, New York City is facing a major housing crunch.
New York City, renowned for its cultural diversity, historical significance, and vibrant energy, pulses with life and opportunity. Its diverse neighborhoods and iconic skyline showcase its dynamic identity. Underlying these attractions are significant issues driving residents away. Skyrocketing living costs, including high rents and property prices, contribute to a severe housing crisis.
A lot of renters are going to be getting to these situations where they're facing $1,000 or plus rent increases on their leases.
Safety concerns are another major factor. While overall crime rates have decreased compared to historical highs, a 2024 New York Police Department report shows a recent uptick in certain felony crimes, creating unease among residents.
Be a chain snatch, a purse snatch, a pickpocket. We used to call them lush workers, where people, they go out partying all night, they've had too much to drink.
Further strain is placed on the city by an aging infrastructure. The subway system struggles with overcrowding and delays, with an average of 15 signal malfunctions daily.
It's delayed me getting to work late, constantly. There was one day I had to take 5 trains to get to work.
Additionally, healthcare disparities persist, making access and affordability major concerns for many. These pressing issues threaten the city's allure and the well-being of its residents. Let's dive deep into it and try to understand the matter.
While new data out today from the S&P's Case-Shiller Home Price Index showing U.S. home prices hit an all-time high in March.
The housing crisis gripping New York City has become a dire situation, marked by unprecedented costs that have pushed homeownership and renting out of reach for many residents. As of April 2024, the median rent in Manhattan has skyrocketed to a staggering $4,175 per month, making living in the heart of the city a distant dream for all but the most affluent.
Housing crisis in America, and do we see it in an inflation in housing that's 30% of the statistic we're going to see in 2019.
The affordability crisis has intensified, with a whopping 79% of working-age New Yorkers considered rent-burdened, meaning they spend more than 30% of their income on housing.
Really strongly considered moving out and finding a new apartment, something with better space, for the same price.
This financial strain forces many households to choose between rent and other essential needs, jeopardizing their overall well-being. The relentless surge in housing prices and rents threatens to widen the city's already significant wealth gap. A 2024 report found that a staggering 45% of New York City residents making between $40,000 and $80,000 annually spend more than 30% of their income on rent, exceeding the standard affordability threshold. This pushes an increasing number of residents, especially middle-income earners who are the backbone of the city's service industry, to consider leaving the city in search of more affordable housing options. A recent report revealed a surprising trend. A surge in remote work opportunities is leading to an exodus of young professionals specifically to Sun Belt cities, known for their lower housing costs and warmer climates. A mass exodus could further strain the city's social and economic fabric, potentially unraveling the diverse tapestry that makes New York City so unique. Imagine a quieter Times Square, devoid of bustling crowds and the frenetic energy that defines the city. This is a future we must strive to avoid. Urgent and decisive action is needed to address this burgeoning crisis before it inflicts irreparable damage to the city's identity. Without swift intervention to tackle the root causes of housing affordability, New York City risks losing its reputation as a beacon of opportunity and diversity, potentially forcing residents to face an unsustainable future. New York City, the city that never sleeps, may also be the city that never stops draining your wallet. A 2024 survey ranked NYC as the second most expensive city in the world. Groceries come with a hefty price tag, with basic necessities often commanding double the national average. Utilities expenses, like electricity averaging 18 cents per kilowatt hour compared to the national average of 14 cents, adding to the burden of already stretched household budgets. Comparatively, when stacked against other major cities globally, the cost of living in New York City stands out as disproportionately high. Los Angeles, with its sunshine and proximity to Hollywood, boasts a 20% lower cost of living. The juxtaposition reveals a stark truth: New Yorkers pay a premium, sometimes exceeding 100% more than the national average, for the privilege of calling this vibrant city home. These exorbitant living costs don't just strain household budgets, they erode the quality of life for many residents. A report by the Community Service Society of New York found that over 38% of New Yorkers making less than $80,000 per year are skipping necessary medical care due to cost. Families struggling to afford a median rent of $4,000 per month and are forced into impossible decisions. A study revealed that 42% of low-income households spend more than 50% of their income on rent, leaving little to nothing for other necessities like food, healthcare, and childcare. Ultimately, the soaring costs chip away at the fabric of community and diminish the promise of a better life in the city that never sleeps. The vibrant mix of residents who contribute to the city's unique character is at risk of being priced out, transforming New York into a city for the wealthy few. Imagine walking through the busy streets of New York City. You see lots of small shops and restaurants. Well, a study in 2024 found that most businesses in New York are actually pretty small, with less than 500 employees. These small businesses are what make New York special. But there's a problem. Big companies are getting even bigger, and this hurts small businesses. A different study showed that big companies are taking over more and more of the market. This means there's less competition, which can lead to higher prices for everyone. It can also make things less interesting because there are fewer unique shops and restaurants to choose from. Another problem is that when small businesses close, it hurts neighborhoods. A study found that small businesses create jobs and help make neighborhoods feel more friendly and alive. If these businesses disappear, New York City could lose its charm. New York City is a global magnet for immigrants, however. According to a report by the New York City Office of Immigrant Affairs, nearly 49% of the city's workforce is foreign-born.
I don't see an ending to this. This issue will destroy New York City.
This influx brings a wealth of talent and diversity, but also presents integration challenges. Language barriers are a significant hurdle. Over 3 million New York residents speak a language other than English at home. This can make it difficult for newcomers to secure jobs, particularly in fields requiring strong English communication skills. Additionally, credential recognition remains a complex issue. A report estimates that up to 1/3 of foreign-educated professionals struggle to get their credentials recognized in the U.S. This creates a situation where highly skilled individuals are forced to take lower-paying jobs that don't utilize their full potential. The rise of remote work adds another layer of complexity. While some industries have embraced remote options, many haven't, further saturating the traditional job market in New York City, a city notorious for its high cost of living. This can particularly disadvantage newcomers, especially those from marginalized communities who may lack established networks or resources to access remote work opportunities. Consider an example of Maria, a young immigrant from the Dominican Republic, who arrived in New York City with dreams of building a career in fashion design. She found a job at a small boutique, learning the ropes and hoping to one day launch her own line. But the recent rise of remote work meant many fashion companies were cutting back on in-person positions. Maria struggled to find a new job that could support her high rent. With a heavy heart, Maria decided to return home, her New York dream put on hold. Stories like Maria's highlight the potential consequences of limited remote work opportunities in a city like New York. It can make it harder for newcomers to gain a foothold, potentially leading to a less diverse and vibrant city. This challenge adds another layer to the complex issue of affordability in New York City. City officials will need to find innovative solutions to ensure the city remains a welcoming place for talented individuals, regardless of their background or work style. Accessing healthcare services in New York City has become an arduous task, plagued by long wait times and limited availability. A recent report by the Commonwealth Fund found that New York City residents wait an average of 28.6 days for a specialist appointment, compared to the national average of 19.3 days. This delay in care can have serious consequences for patients with chronic conditions or urgent needs. The strain on the system is further evidenced by a study by the New York Health Department, which revealed that primary care physician shortages are particularly acute in low-income neighborhoods. This disparity in access can lead to poorer health outcomes for residents in these areas. Beyond the tangible barriers to care, these healthcare challenges also contribute to a declining public perception of the city's overall well-being. A study shows that only 52% of New York City residents rate the city's healthcare system as good or excellent. This lack of confidence in the system can lead to increased anxiety and stress for residents, particularly those with pre-existing health conditions. New York City's reputation for safety has been challenged in recent years. While overall crime rates remain lower than the peak of the 1980s and 1990s, there have been concerning increases in certain categories. New York City Police Department data shows a 6.3% increase in felony assaults in 2024 compared to 2023. Property crimes like grand larceny have also seen an uptick, with a 15% increase in 2024. These statistics, coupled with a rise in public awareness of drug-related issues, have instilled a sense of unease in many residents. Beyond the numbers, the impact on communities is undeniable. A 2024 survey found that 27% of residents expressed concerns about safety in their neighborhoods. This fear can lead residents to alter their daily routines, avoiding certain areas or times entirely. In some cases, it can even trigger an exodus, as families prioritize safety and seek out neighborhoods with lower crime rates. With residents feeling less secure, the city risks losing its vibrancy and its reputation as a desirable place to live. New York City's public transportation system, once a symbol of urban progress, is facing a steep decline. Decades of underfunding, which are estimated at $48 billion, have left the system struggling to meet the needs of its ever-growing ridership. The U.S. Census shows New York City's population surpassing 8.8 million, placing immense strain on an aging infrastructure. This aging infrastructure is plagued by problems with an average subway system age of 72 years. Signal malfunctions is a leading cause of delays, and it occurs an average of 15 times per day on weekday. These issues result in frequent delays, overcrowded trains often exceeding safe capacity limits set by the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, and frustrated commuters. Compared to other major metropolises, New York's public transportation system falls short. Cities like Tokyo, London, and Paris boast modern and efficient networks with on-time arrival rates exceeding 90%. New York's subway system struggles to reach even 70% on-time arrival rates, further diminishing its appeal for residents who rely on public transit, which accounts for over 60% of daily commutes, according to a survey. As the backbone of the city's transportation network, the decline of public transit has far-reaching consequences. It not only impacts commuters' daily lives, but also contributes to traffic congestion, a major issue with an estimated annual cost of $8 billion, according to a study. A well-functioning public transportation system is crucial for economic efficiency and long-term sustainability. Urgent action and significant investment are needed to modernize and revitalize New York's public transportation system, ensuring its viability for generations to come. Thanks for watching our deep dive into the pressing issues facing New York City today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking videos.